is this? You're making me pay you to stand at the cash register? Well, I am not paying that cheapskate Krabs 1 cent. We've got to unite as workers and demand the respect we deserve from the boss. You and I should go on strike.
Next up, we have another classic. I'm talking about Squid on Strike, a season 2 banger. This is the era of SpongeBob that I just love. Now, this episode has like 3 mistakes we're gonna dive into, and they're really bad, guys. They're worse than any mistakes we've talked about today already. But because the episode's so funny, why not? Here are a couple of funny clips, and then we're gonna get right into those bad mistakes.
Now we're gonna make picket signs.
Like this, Squidward?
Not a picket fence, you ding-dong.
How's this?
No, this is a picket sign. Short, sweet, and to the point.
And me and Squidward are gonna stay on strike until we get what we deserve, even if it takes forever!
On strike with SpongeBob forever?
Hey, Squidward, I bet old man Krabs is gonna break any day. Yeah, Squidward, yeah, Squidward, yeah, Squidward.
I gotta beg Mr. Krabs for my job back.
All right, it's mistake time, baby. I feel bad exposing mistakes in such a good episode, but here's the first one. Keep those eyes peeled, Grapple Gang, and hopefully you guys can catch it.
Yeah, Squidward, yeah, Squidward, yeah. Squidward.
I gotta beg Mr. Krabs for my job back.
Did you guys catch it? It has to do with the sign Squidward's holding. So, as you guys just saw, Squidward imagines himself as like an old man, all right? And at first in this, imagination scene, it doesn't actually happen. It's Squidward's imagination. His imagination.
Imagination.
His sign reads, Krusty still unfair, all right? Remember, Krusty still unfair. But seconds later, in the same like imagination scene, when SpongeBob starts orbiting around Squidward, it now randomly reads Krabs still unfair. Here's a side-by-side. First it said Krusty, as in Krusty Krabs, is still unfair, and then it just changes to Krabs still unfair. So totally a mistake here. And here's another one from the same episode.
We will dismantle oppression board by board.
Wow, all this supporting is making me hungry.
Nobody gives a care about the fate of labor as long as they can get their instant gratification.
So first things first, let's take a look at Squidward's dance from the episode Culture Shock. I always use this as a good reference because it shows exactly how many limbs Squidward has. And you'll see he has 4 legs, all right, 4 legs. Well, in Squid on Strike, after Squidward gets nearly killed by a crowd of people and is run over, look, he only has 3 legs, and this is a massive mistake when he should have 4. Okay, one more from this episode. There's so many in it. I can't wait in the future to do a whole video on this one episode, but here's our 3rd mistake, and then we'll head over to another banger episode. Roll the footage.
I'm glad you saw it our way, Mr. Krabs.
Now I can fire them teenagers and get me 2 golden boys back.
SpongeBob, what have you done?
I dismantled the establishment. Now we'll get our jobs back for sure.
This one's funny. So Mr. Krabs has a very unique walking cycle where he his like stubby legs kind of like pat back and forth. It's like, Here's an example of it. I know I sound insane, but I'm showing you this because it's a part of a mistake, as when Mr. Krabs walks into the destruction of the Krusty Krab, he just walks like a normal person when this is not his walking cycle. In every other episode, Mr. Krabs walks like in the clip I just showed you, where his little stubby legs go like pew 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 around. I know me saying that I sound like an insane person, but in this episode, when he walks like that, this is totally a mistake. He's not supposed to walk like that. So yeah, let's keep it moving though, guys. But first, it's time for the random mistake of the day, where we take a very quick break from SpongeBob. Don't worry, we're gonna get right back to SpongeBob to talk about a random cartoon recommended by you guys. We're gonna go right back to SpongeBob, don't worry, but today we're gonna do Gravity Falls. We're gonna get right back to SpongeBob, but let's talk about a mistake in a Gravity Falls episode really quickly. The episode is called Double Dipper, and it has to do with the silly spring that the character Mabel, this is Mabel right here, remember, sprays Dipper, this is the character Dipper, with. All right, roll the footage.
Does it even work?
Success!
Stay back! I think this copier can copy human beings!
Do you realize what this means?
Did you guys catch it? Well, if we pay close attention to the silly string thingy that shoots out of it, it's supposed to come from the nozzle of the bottle, but it just squirts out from below, appearing to just come out of nowhere, making for somewhat of an animation mistake. It seems that animation mistakes are very uncommon in this show, so I probably won't be covering it again. And guys, comment below other cartoons you want me to cover in the random mistake of the day segment. Now let's head back to SpongeBob, baby. Back to SpongeBob we go.
This is going to be the best weekend ever! Huh?
Squidward.
We've got a very new episode of SpongeBob coming up next. It's Base Word from season 14, which only premiered like 2 months ago. And we're gonna go right in for it. Here's the first mistake.
Just stay away from me.
Dit to the O.
This one's a weird one. Now, it might be due to the animation, like the characters are in motion when this happens, all right? But as you guys just saw, for a brief frame, Incidental 11's eyes are either closed or just the same color as her skin, which is totally a mistake. Incidental 11 is this one right here. I'm zooming in on them, and yeah, they have no eyes. Like I said, their eyes are either closed or the same color as their skin, and this happened during motion. The character was moving, so I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Do you guys think this one was a mistake? I think it was, but here's one that was definitely a mistake. Roll the footage. If you're a true SpongeBob fan, you'll catch it right away.
This is going to be the best weekend ever! Huh?
Squidward.
Bubble Bass.
You're going to the Jetsam City Comic Convention too.
I am a man of sophistication. I'm going to the Clarinet Convention.
So first things first, let's take a look at this PNG of our favorite nerd, Bubble Bass. You know, I like to say that, but I'm a total nerd myself. But anyways, Bubble Bass. Remember how he looks? More specifically, remember that he has this fin right here. As when Bubble Bass is seen for the first time in Base Word or Bass Word. I actually just realized it's Bass Word, not Base Word. Look, he's missing that fin. The animators just forgot to draw it. Now, to be fair, for the rest of the episode, he has the fin, as you can see here, but for this one shot, the fin is missing, and boy, oh boy, is that a mistake.
If I don't make any money today, I'll surely break out in a rash.
Yippee! I'm rich! Look, Patrick, 8 gold doubloons.
Wait, I saw it first! Yeah! Mine! Huh?
Boy, Mr. Krabs, you sure are sweaty.
I've got another classic episode for you guys, that Steven Hillenburg era of SpongeBob. The episode is Arg, and I feel like this episode is actually one of the more underrated pre-season 4 episodes, where like it's a good episode, but people don't talk about it nearly as much as other episodes like Pizza Delivery, for example. Nonetheless, this episode is a banger. Of course, though, it's got a mistake, and you know it's coming up. Here's the first mistake.
My turn. 5. One of your shipmates has been a bad pirate. Send him to the brig.
So as you guys just saw in the clips, Patrick rolls a 5, resulting in him sending Mr. Krabs to the brig. Remember that, alright? He rolls a 5. However, when we get a close-up look, it shows that the dice only rolled a 2. So they made a little mistake here. Patrick rolls a 5, but when we see that exact same roll again and see the card, he only rolled a 2. Very easy to miss when you're like 5 years old, but yeah, I caught it this time. And here's another one from the same episode.
Huh? Who's there?
Come on, SpongeBob. One more game. I can smell the treasure.
This next one is really funny, and it's very easy to miss. But as you guys know, Mr. Krabs becomes obsessed with this treasure hunting game. And at one point, Mr. Krabs breaks into SpongeBob's house, and if you guys look closely in this one frame right here, it looks as if Mr. Krabs is floating behind the chair rather than sitting on it. I'm zooming in right here, and yeah, it looks like dude is just floating behind the chair, and he's not sitting on it, so totally a mistake here. And a weird one, guys. Let's stay tuned though, because there's even weirder ones coming up, believe it or not. Let's keep it rolling, gang.
Hey, buddy, you sure this is the magic book I ordered?
Pretty sure.
Huh? If you say so.
This next one is from season 14. The episode is Necro Nom 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 Icon, which we've covered before, but I found a new mistake in this episode that I didn't cover last time. So we're gonna make it quick. Let's dive right into it. Grapple Gang, let's see if you guys can catch this mistake without my help. So comment it if you find it before I reveal it. All right, roll that clip. Let's take a look.
Squidward is not. Part of a balanced breakfast.
This is incredibly easy to miss, but when SpongeBob says Squidward is not a part of a balanced breakfast, I disagree, SpongeBob. His mouth line overlaps with his nose for one frame, which is minor, but I mean, look at this. This is totally a mistake. It's bound to happen in 2D animation, but you'd think it wouldn't happen in 2024. Like, this episode premiered like a week or two ago, so yeah, but like I said, I'd keep it quick, and let's head over to another episode with much more interesting mistakes. Like, the mistakes coming up are way better than this one.
The memories we've shared right in this room. They're all here in this memory book. Here we are on the 4th of July. And Valentine's Day. Oh, you look so cute on Easter.
Next up, we have the season 5 episode, Breath of Fresh Squidward. I love episodes that are more focused on Squidward. He deserves more representation. Here's a question, guys. We know that Patrick got his own spinoff. We know that Sandy's getting her own spinoff. Plankton's also getting one. So if Squidward were to get his own spinoff show or movie, what would you make it about? What would the story be about? Let me know in the comments, but for now, let's expose the mistakes in this episode. It's what you guys clicked on the video for. Here's the first one.
And you, Mr. Smiley Face Krabby Patty, no one can come between us.
SpongeBob!
What, Mr. Krabs?
What is the meaning of this?
What's wrong with it?
A smiley face? With dimples?
So I have no idea how I caught this mistake, and again, I'm going back to it, I'm a total nerd for finding it. But in the clips you guys just saw, SpongeBob draws that smiley face with mustard, okay? He draws the whole thing with mustard, he only uses mustard as you can see here. But moments later, when Mr. Krabs eventually shows SpongeBob the exact same smiley face that he drew on the Krabby Patty, the mouth of the smiley face is drawn with ketchup, which is a mistake, as when we seen SpongeBob draw it, like we literally seen him do it, he uses mustard. No ketchup is used at all. So I'm a nerd, but I got you, Nickelodeon. Get wrecked. I got you. It's a mistake. And here's another one from the same episode, Grapple Gang. Let's keep it rolling. Here's another one.
Do you remember what I told you happens to my brain every time I see you?
Story time! Can I tell it this time, Squidward? Pretty please! Whenever Squidward sees us, the storm clouds in his brain roll in and a nasty storm rages.
Now, this one is much worse, and this one's like really bad. So, when SpongeBob starts to explain how Squidward's brain works, it's very easy to miss because it's at the very bottom of the frame. But it seems that SpongeBob's pants are missing. Like, I'm zooming in here, and like I said, you can only see a brief little bit of it, but yeah, that boy ain't wearing any pants. And I don't know how I feel about that. SpongeBob's gonna get us demonetized over here. Anyways, do you guys know what time it is? It's time for the random mistake of the day, where we take a really quick break from SpongeBob to talk about mistakes in another cartoon, a random cartoon suggested by you guys. And then we're going right back to SpongeBob, so don't worry. What should we do for today? How about The Simpsons? Leave a comment down below on what other cartoons you want me to do for the random mistake of the day, but we'll do The Simpsons for today, and don't worry, we're going right back to SpongeBob after. The episode in question is Bart Gets an F, and here's some context for you guys. It's about this character right here. His name is Mo. Your parents definitely know who this character is. He's a very iconic cartoon character, and it has to do with his eyes, all right? So pay close attention, and here's the clip.
I hereby declare this day to be Snow Day.
Did you guys catch it? Yeah, well, during the snow day and this shot right here where they're all outside, we get this backside view of Mo, and look, his eye is missing for a shot. It may seem like you can see his pupil, but that's actually the back of the black hair of the dude in the blue jacket that's in front of him. If we zoom in here, you can see they just did not draw his eye, and that entire circle is just see-through. What a mistake. Remember, comment down below on what cartoons you guys want me to cover in the random mistake of the day, and let me know if you guys want me to do more The Simpsons content. Anyways though, back to SpongeBob, baby.
You can do it. You made the commitments. You'll have to honor them. Both of them.
Our first mistake can be found in the episode Overbooked, which is like a really underrated episode of SpongeBob. It has 2 mistakes. Here's the first one. Roll that footage.
Happy birthday!
You finally made it!
Yeah, big traffic storm.
Just leave my present over on the present table.
Did you guys catch it? Come on, Grapple Gang, I know you guys caught it. If you didn't though, I got you, don't worry. But take a look at Patrick's party hat, all right? When his rock first opens, his party hat is red. Remember this. As in the very next scene, like seconds later, his party hat now changes to like purple, making for a subtle, but I mean, come on, that's a continuity error right there. Here's a side-by-side. First it was like red, then it randomly changes to purple, and he did not change his hat. This all happens in a matter of seconds. So definitely a mistake. But I'll let it slide. You know, it ain't that big of a deal. Here's another one from Overbooked, though.
You already forgot one thing.
Have I?
My birthday cake.
Oh, yeah! I'm just getting to that. Get your birthday cake. You're hilarious, Star. You really are.
Yeah, this one's like really, really bad, but before SpongeBob walks away to go and get a cake, now I want cake. What's your guys' favorite flavor of cake? Let me know in the comments. If we watch closely, his left leg turns like white for a split second. The whole thing is white. When obviously, as you can see in this PNG, our boy SpongeBob's leg is supposed to be yellow. His socks are white, so I think that's what happened here. Either way, it's still a mistake, and here's more from another episode, guys. Things are gonna get crazier as we go.
Oh, you mean this pie? For us to share.
Coming in hot, we've got a classic episode, Dying for Pie. This episode is all about Squidward getting SpongeBob a pie that turns out to be a bomb. This dude nearly killed SpongeBob. It's a good episode, so I really hate to call it out for having mistakes. There's only one we're gonna be talking about today though anyways, and here's a hint, it has to do with music or like audio, all right? Roll the footage. So to be fair, you kind of have to understand music to get this one, but in the beginning scene where Squidward plays the piano, the note that he plays makes the sound of a D. I know this because I personally do music. That sound is definitely a D. As a matter of fact, here's a D sound effect. And yeah, you know they're the same now, but if you actually look, Squidward is animated to be pressing an F note, which sounds like this. So not a crazy mistake here, but still technically a mistake. That's not the right note. I'm nitpicking though, and let's keep it moving over to some real mistakes. These next mistakes are really gonna blow your brain.
Look at this wild hooligan singing, dancing. It's shameless, disgusting. What has caused you to act like this?
It was the absolute fun and deliciousness of a Krabby Patty.
We've got a very sad episode coming up next. It's Banned in Bikini Bottom, and this episode is all about Krabby Patties literally becoming banned in Bikini Bottom, which is just insane. What is Bubble Bass gonna do? You know Mr. Krabs was stressing. But anyways, this episode has 2 mistakes. Here's the first one. Try to comment the mistake before I reveal it. I wanna see if you guys can spot it before I show you what it is, but yeah, roll the footage.
Hello, and welcome one and all your money to ye old Krusty Krabby.
Greetings.
Okay, so let's take a look at the front of the Krusty Krab from the outside, all right? We'll take a look at it from the first ever episode of SpongeBob. And you'll notice that the doors of the Krusty Krab, the handles on them, have always been yellow ever since the first episode. And hey, here's a shot from another episode. You'll notice that they're yellow. And yo, just so you guys know I'm not capping, here's another shot from another episode of the front of the Krusty Krab, and those doorknobs or handles are yellow. But for some reason in this episode, it never happens again after this and never happened before this when Mr. Krabs greets Mrs. Grusselpuss. The Krusty Krab door handles are blue instead of yellow. What? Mistakes happen sometimes, but this is like a weird one. They just colored the handles a completely different color. And like I said, this has never happened before. A lot of these other mistakes we cover sometimes happen fairly often, like the chum bucket missing from across the street, but this is just a weird one. And here's the other mistake from this episode, gang. Take a look at this.
It is closed. Miss Gristlepuss and her husband banned Krabby Patties for being fun and delicious.
My day of reckoning has come.
At last! I've won, I tell you! I've won!
Speaking of the chum bucket missing, we have a mistake just like that in this episode, but it's different for once. So when Plankton looks out his window to see the Krusty Krab, we know that the chum bucket's there because he's looking from the chum bucket. The road that normally follows up to the chum bucket's door is missing. This road right here, here's another shot from another episode. This road that should be right here is missing in this shot from the episode Band in Bikini Bottom, which isn't a big deal, but it's still a mistake. Like, that path is always there. They can't just decide it's not there anymore. Weird mistake. Let's keep it moving though, guys, and head over to another episode with spicy mistakes. Lots of good stuff coming up, guys, and it's gonna get worse as we go.
Today we'll be discussing the differences between a driver with boat smarts and a driver without boat smarts.
Hey, Squidward! Look what I can do with my feet!
The episode Boat Smarts is kind of a weird episode. It isn't a regular one. It's pretty much like a safety documentary by Mrs. Puff that stars SpongeBob and Squidward in it. And it's actually like a really good episode in my opinion. It's short but sweet. Of course though, you guys know what's coming. I'm gonna ruin this episode. It has some mistakes. Here's the first one.
Notice how he comes gently to a stop sign. What's our boat smarts boater up to now? He's adjusting his mirror.
Hey, you your mirrors, fool!
It's kind of funny, but at the beginning of this episode, Squidward, he's in his boat, and his boat has no mirrors, okay? We're looking at this boat, there's no mirrors on this boat. But then as the episode progresses, and I want to make it clear, Squidward is in the same boat as the beginning of the episode, this one mirror just randomly appears on the left side. It wasn't there before, and to make things worse, when he starts driving, he now randomly has two mirrors. Again, we go back to the beginning of the episode, he had none, and it's the same boat. And then, guys, believe it or not, later on in the episode, all of the mirrors just disappear again. So it went no mirrors, then one mirror, then two mirrors, and now no mirrors again. This is a very, very messy mistake realistically, and yeah, this one's pretty bad.
I hereby franchise this planet in the name of the Krusty Krab!
Oh yeah, we're back to good old-fashioned SpongeBob, what you guys clicked on the video for, and we're gonna do another season 13 episode. The episode is Something Narwhal This Way Comes, which is a really cool episode, as it's like the first time a character from Camp Coral appears in SpongeBob, like regular SpongeBob. These two characters, Narlene and Nobby, are actually from Camp Coral. So them appearing here in regular SpongeBob is actually like really cool. I'm actually gonna play the reunion scene, and then we'll get into this episode's sneaky mistake.
Narlene? Memory hug! Howdy, SpongeBob! Wow, Nobby, you sure got big!
So cool, guys, but you know what you're here for, mistakes. Now, this episode's actually really clean. There's only one that I was able to find, and here's a hint. It has to do with SpongeBob's iconic pineapple home. Let's see if you guys can catch it.
Huh?
Alright, so let's take a look at SpongeBob's house right here. And you'll notice the windows. There's a window here, there's a window here. Remember this design. As in this episode, when SpongeBob is heading towards Squidward, and we can see SpongeBob's house behind this banjo version of SpongeBob, look, a window is missing. There should be a window right here, but it's just randomly missing in this one shot. And considering this is a season 13 episode that aired in the past like 2 years, this is actually like not cool. It's embarrassing, man. Actually, it's not that big of a deal. It's just a cartoon and mistakes happen all the time. And if you guys want more cartoon mistakes, click this video right here, where I cover SpongeBob mistakes that are even crazier than the ones covered in this video that you just watched. So click it, do it, and I'll bring you your own Krabby Patty. Also, a massive shout out to the Grapple Gang. I love you guys. And a massive shout out to the Premiere Gang. Anybody here at the live premiere, I love you guys. And yeah, click this video. I'll see you guys over there. Peace.